Greetings and salutations, relieved families, esteemed faculty, confused babies, and most warmly, my fellow class of 2026. It's an honor to stand here tonight with the opportunity to hold this microphone in front of all of you, so I'll do my best to use it responsibly. Before I begin attempting to turn a few personal stories into something that sounds like meaningful life advice, I want to extend my gratitude to those who gave me the voice to speak here today. To our parents and families, thank you for your encouragement, your patience, and for reminding us, sometimes very directly, that we still have a lot more to learn. To the faculty and staff, we are forever indebted to the time, care, and wisdom that you have invested into our lives, and of course, our resumes. And to my friends and classmates, you've given Pacifica not just a student body, but a soul that will stay with us long beyond the day we graduate. And more personally, I'd like to thank George Karagosian for being there through thick and thin, my family and brother for being both my biggest supporters and haters, and Jenna Kim for showing me what a best friend truly is. It's because of all of you that I have the privilege of standing here tonight to reflect on the glimpse of life we call high school. Now, at some point during these past 4 years, we have all said to ourselves at least once the familiar phrase, "I am cooked." For some of us, this moment might have been when Shelby caught you walking across the street instead of using the sidewalk as you awaited your immediate detention. For others, it was a couple days before college apps were due, only beginning paragraph 2 of your 47th draft of the personal statement. Maybe it was the random annotation checks in our English classes, as you begin contemplating whether getting an A in the class is still mathematically possible. And for at least one person, this moment might have been getting caught allegedly doing donuts in the school parking lot. At the time, those moments felt like disasters. They were something to avoid, something to escape as quickly as possible. No one wanted to be the person who didn't have a deeply philosophical answer to the meaning of life, nor the person who came into class asking if we had homework the night before, when in fact, yes, we did. But looking back now, I am proud, and I hope you are too, to be the person who's been cooked time and time again. And there's a reason for that. The psychiatrist and philosopher Viktor Frankl once wrote, "What is to give light must endure burning." Around a year ago, many of us experienced something far more serious than any test or college application, the Palisades fire. Even if you weren't directly impacted, being at Pacifica meant we all knew friends, family, or a mentor who were. Many of us lost our homes, our routines, and our memories. Suddenly, that class you forgot to sign into no longer mattered. Suddenly, Mr. Knight's fabled milkshake incident lost its place at the forefront of your mind. These things that we deemed so crucial, so important to our character, instantly vanished without any trace of significance. Now, if you're like most people, your first reaction to something like this is simple. Why? Why this? Why us? Why now? And frankly, I would respond by saying that I've already told you. To repeat myself, that class you forgot to sign into no longer mattered. Mr. Knight's milkshake incident lost its place at the forefront of your mind. The things we used to stress about didn't disappear, but our perspective on them did. For those directly impacted by the fire, life narrowed down to what truly mattered: family, the love we could give, and the love we could receive. Those everyday dinner conversations became not routine, but something worth holding on to. And for those indirectly impacted by the fire, many focused on their friends, their safety, their stability, and their happiness. Being graciously donated clothes, hairbrushes, shampoo, and everything else in between, I personally witnessed money transform from a tool to satisfy desires into one that could lift up others through meaningful acts of care. And for a moment, it felt like everything unnecessary had been burned away, leaving only what actually mattered. It is for these reasons that I am proud to have been cooked over these past 4 years. The moments that burned the most were the ones that lit the way forward. After getting a 0 out of 10 on the random annotation check, Did you remember to annotate next time? After having a couple days left to submit your college application, especially if you got rejected due to rushing your work, do you think you'd procrastinate on something so important ever again? For every one of us, we've improved ourselves through these failures. To say you haven't would be to claim for perfection, and if you see nothing wrong with this, you might need to pick up a Bible. And even if faith isn't something you naturally turn to, myself included, there's still something powerful in being challenged by it. Being forced to confront ideas you don't immediately agree with, to sit in that discomfort, can reshape the way you think, the way you question, and ultimately, the way you grow. Mr. McCulloch has said at least once, "You don't need to believe what I believe to get an A in my course." But I've realized that you do need to be willing to engage with it to become someone you're proud of. What if I told you that in 5 years, you would be exactly the same as you are today? Chances are, many of, if not all of us, would be very unhappy. So don't be afraid of the fire, be afraid of never stepping into it. Burn yourself to the point where change is the only option. And if you don't want to take it from me, take it from Miss Savage, who, while talking about her high school crushes, once said that if you love someone, you should just tell them. And while speaking about these boys, she might somehow have given us the best advice for everything ahead of us. Rejection stings, but regret leaves doors open forever. And whether you realize it or not, many of you have already taken her advice. Applying to your dream school was just another way of admitting what you loved. While we expected sadness from rejection, we still applied. While some of us got rejected, some of us got accepted. And even if you didn't get in, are you upset that you tried? The people who succeed most in life usually aren't the people who avoided failure. They're the people who are willing to face it more times than anyone else. Winners lose more than losers ever will. So for our finance majors, go cold call that billionaire. For our engineering majors, build what your friends said won't work. And for our computer science and physics majors, go talk to that girl. Because if these risks fail, your life stays the same. But if even one succeeds, you've changed your future. What doesn't challenge you will not change you. So, as we look forward to the next 4 years of our lives, Pacifica, I challenge you to let yourself lose, let yourself fail, and let yourself become cooked. Because the people who never burn are the ones who never shine. Go Alligators. Thank you.